Well, happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday to you.
Thank
How we
you.
doing?
Good. I'm just trying to beat the heat. Short sleeves today and everything. You know?
Yes.
I didn't
Try
even want to
beat the
tuck in my
heat.
shirt. I just too much work. Trapping too much heat in.
Too much heat on a hot day. It is warm out there, isn't it?
It is. It
Yes.
is.
Yes.
And trying to, in our house, adjust Juno to her first summer.
Oh, this is her first summer?
Yeah, she was
huh?
born in October, and we got her in
Okay.
December as soon as she was old enough, and so trying to adjust to the heat and not, when she goes outside, not to let her be outside too long. Like
Yeah.
it's hot.
It's hot out there.
We've been putting off walks until later in the evening, closer to, 8:45 to 9 o'clock, just to
Yeah.
let the pavement cool.
Right.
Essentially.
That gives it,
Yeah.
Because if the sun's going down at 8, it gives a
Yeah, it gives it a little bit of time
to start
to
cooling
dissipate,
a little
so-
bit.
Yeah, so we're adjusting on that, but yeah, it is definitely summer, isn't it?
It is definitely summer.
Yeah.
It is definitely summer. So,
But you're soon to take the family out of town for a little bit.
yeah, so I'll be around this weekend.
Hear that, everybody? He
and-
is here this weekend.
I think we are both here this weekend.
Yes, we
which,
are. Yeah.
We've had a few over the summer where, a lot of times summer we're just kind of passing ships. We
Yeah.
rarely see each other. And we've had a few, but now it kind of starts.
Yes.
Where we might play the back and forth tag team game.
Yes.
A little bit. There'll always be somebody here.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
it could be a little bit of a
Yep.
back and forth because I am heading out after services on Sunday.
Yep. And then as
And-
soon as you get back, I'm going to go away.
You're going to go away for
So
a little bit.
that will be like ships passing in the night.
That one could be that kind of transition.
And then we're both here.
Then we're both here.
But I will tell you that throughout the next 6 weeks, it is the same sermon series. It is KCLC all the way through.
KCLC.
So there'll be times when I'm here and Pastor Brian isn't, and vice versa. But no matter what, we are going through KCLC radio sermon series, and I believe we have a great lineup for the next 6 weeks.
It looks like it's all scheduled out, laid out. This one takes some advanced planning.
Yeah, 'cause you gotta get
that right.
people
It kind
to
of feels
sing
like Christmas,
for-
where you're like looking at who fits where and what do we do here.
That's
and
exactly right.
All of that, but all the moving pieces seem to have found their spot.
I will
so-
say, though, that for the first time in 6 years of doing this, this has been about the smoothest logistics we've ever done. We've
That's
asked
good.
people, they've said yes. We've given them a date, they said yes. We're done. Like this literally has been the easiest
Yeah.
of all the years that we've done it. We've had to mix and match. We've had to
Yeah,
move
when we
things in
started,
and
we were
out.
trying to mix and match. This person would do this service, and we'd
Yep.
have somebody else do another service. And
Yep. And then sometimes they couldn't do that date, but then we had something else on that other day. I mean, so this is the first year it's been really smooth, but we got some great songs. And all of them, as you know, whatever year we do this, we pick songs based on the fact that A, they were popular, but B, there's a message contained within.
Yeah.
And so we want to make sure that that message correlates to some wonderful story in the Bible or teaching that we can tap into. So, and
Very good.
I was just telling Pastor Brian that I was working on what's about 3 weeks out now. So we got this weekend and then 2 more weekends. I was working on something for 3 weeks out, and I think I got that lined up not because I need to work ahead, but then when we plan worship around all of that, we also need themes for picking congregational singing and those kinds of things as well. So it's not just what's the thing in the moment. We also got to think about what wraps around that entire service. So I was doing that because Robbie, who helps organize all of that for all 4 of our services, he's like, dude, I need some stuff. I got
Which is good.
to plan. Which
is really good.
He's asked me, he's like, am I okay to push you? I'm like, you're always okay to push me. Like, if you need stuff and I'm not doing it, you need to tell me, get this done. So I worked on it today and sent him all the stuff that I had. So he was happy, and I know you've done the same. So,
Yeah. So
yeah.
I think we've got a plan. We'll see how it looks when we meet together in this room a couple months from now.
That's what it seems like, right? That's what it seems like. because obviously it's Thursday, and if you leave next week, then guess what? This is our last broadcast together for a month. I mean, it really is.
Yes.
It really is. We
Yeah.
will still have broadcasts,
Still have broadcasts.
which
We might even find some special guests.
I got a special guest lined up for the couple of weeks that you're gone. I'm gonna have somebody sitting in the other chair for as many times as they can be a part of that, and maybe if you're super nice to them, they'll continue on
Yeah.
while I'm gone.
Or I could just say Casey's going to be joining us on, yes. There we go. He's
you're
already
gonna-
said yes.
Casey behind the behind the tech here. I guess you're getting a promotion, huh?
Yeah, look at that.
Maybe a promotion in one way.
A promotion in one way,
Yeah.
but
It's a lot of pressure.
it
It's a
is
lot
a
of
lot of pressure
pressure
to be in front of the camera for 20 uninterrupted minutes, right? So, I mean, the
Great.
last time a week ago we got bumped off the air because we were accused of being improper,
Yeah, and we did review the footage, and
and so did Facebook.
so did Facebook.
And they said, "Oh, you didn't do anything wrong." And we're like, "Well, I know we didn't do anything wrong." So
Well, you know, it's one of those things.
that's the last time you wore shorts on a broadcast. That's all I'm going to say. That's
Well,
what
when
got us
you're
in
not
trouble.
here, you never know. We're going to have
Holy
quite
moly.
the episode.
We get flagged for impropriety.
Yep, showing kneecaps.
Showing kneecaps, right?
Yes.
We need to get a taller table or something. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's just crazy.
It is just crazy.
I am looking forward to, though, tomorrow we have our Born on the 4th of July
Ooh.
concert. And
Are there still tickets for that available?
I believe there are a few still
Just a handful?
available.
I mean, it's filling the sanctuary up. So
And there's always the on-demand,
there are
which
yes.
is unlimited. On demand means you can't watch it tomorrow night when it's live,
Mm-hmm.
but it'll be available the next day.
yes.
And so I'm looking forward to that. I have not heard any of the practices, but they've had practices the last 2 weeks, including one this evening. And I know the lineup, and I know what they're going to do, and it's really going to be really something special for
About
us.
everybody coming for that.
Yeah.
So.
So if you get a chance, go to one of our emails called The Reach, and the link is in there if you want to buy a ticket. So $20 tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. So
Perfect.
quite a bit of stuff. You ready for a song?
I'm ready for a song.
So we're going to go back to the weekend. And on Sunday morning specifically, we had this song as a part of the end of the message, that the message kind of flowed right into this song. And so it was done at 8, 9:30, and 11 by our very own Joan Sobel. And this song we may have done in a broadcast before.
Yeah.
I don't
that would be-
remember.
That would be possible.
Yeah. Quite possible, but it's worth hearing again and again and again, especially when anybody gets a chance to hear Joan sing. It's worth listening to.
It certainly is.
So
Yes.
let's go back to 8 a.m. this past Sunday, and let's hear the song.
Never lose sight of the dream that brought you this far, of the things you know are true, of the wonders you can do, of the miracle that you are. You know the struggle we face may be long. The forces we face may be strong, but we've got a prayer and a song for a bright tomorrow. Walk in the light of the ones who the vision in your mind. Reach inside your heart to find the strength to go the distance. Just keep the fire in your eyes, and then keep your eyes on the prize. Above all, keep hope alive. Imagine there's a day that does not seem possible. Then dare to find a way, knowing that day will arrive. Above all, above all. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
Pretty amazing.
Pretty amazing is right.
And-
that's great.
And just a reminder, Keep Hope Alive, a Keith Thompson original, and inspired by a speech given by President Obama.
Yeah. So wrote that song a while back, but
Yep.
and we've used it here. It's been at church sporadically at times, but
Well,
it keeps showing up, and which is wonderful.
I could keep listening to it over and over again,
yeah.
too.
Right. Right.
And we give thanks for Philip, thank you, as well as Joan to give us that gift, as well as Keith Thompson to give us that gift all Sunday morning, and to be blessed by that. And
Right. Well, it fits in with so many themes, but certainly the as we close out Galatians,
yep,
the
the hope of grace, the promise
of
of
grace
grace
and the
that
stro-
continues
yeah,
on
the strength
in
of all
in the
that.
present moment. It was in the past, it's in the present moment, and grace is promised in the future. So to hold on to a hope is to hold on to that promise that grace does not dry up and go away, but there is more to come.
Yeah.
And even more so when you're in a place that seems kind of dark. We need to hear about the promise of what's ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we doubt that because that's human nature when we're struggling to only focus in on the darkness and the negativity, and then we spiral.
And we spiral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first line in this song, never lose sight of the dream that has brought you this far, of the things that you know are true, and the wonders of you, and of the wonders you can do, of the miracle that you are. Not the miracles out there, but the miracle that you are. And I think there are times that we doubt that we're a part of a miracle, that we are a part of what God is up to. We doubt that.
I think that's, I mean, well, it might be one of those things where we might, when somebody brings that up, we might say, oh, yeah, I know that's true. And you might just, yeah, but then like move on. And it's not really sinking into the deepest part of our lives, of our mind, of our very essence. It's just, oh, yeah, I know that's true. And, oh, man, all this terrible stuff. And it's just like,
Yeah.
well, it's a miracle what
Yeah.
we are.
And-
we
and-
lose sight of that.
We look at others
Yes.
and we see, oh, they are special. They have risen above. They, whoever you want to name. We see that in other people, but we often fail to see it in ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay. I'm okay. But that's as far as it goes. But we hear in the song, right, of the miracle that you are. We also hear it in Scripture in a beautiful psalm, Psalm 139. And in verse 14 of that psalm, it's the psalmist says, he says, I praise you, God, because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, and I know that full well. And the psalmist needs to say it because often we will dismiss that in ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We will dismiss that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, that there is a miracle in the sense that God's hands was all over the fact that he chose each and every one of us to be born at a certain place at a certain time to be a part of this world.
Yeah.
We dismiss that. We go back to, this is all by chance. This is all coincidence.
Yeah, and just living our lives that way,
Yeah.
where it's just, one event to the next, and we're just going through the motions.
Yeah, and that you are, and I think that's right, that often when we get into a place like that, we think that we are led by external circumstances versus kind of taking the reins and say, if I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and that God has put me here for a reason in this season and in this time, then I need to be on the lookout for what that is versus this thing happened to me and then this thing happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that all we end up becoming is a victim of our own circumstances, as opposed to saying, wait a minute, what does God have planned that I need to prepare for, that I need to be ready for, and to be ready to take that opportunity when it presents itself. And I think that often when we get lost, Paul uses in the letters, that we are like tossed to and fro like waves on the ocean, which is kind of battered by circumstance, and not seeing, wait a minute, there are still going to be those things, but am I ready for the next chapter? Am I ready for the next verse in my life? And what am I here for? And what can I do? And how can I bring grace to any situation?
How can I bring grace to every situation? And if we had that perspective walking in,
Yeah.
to each day,
Yeah.
I can bring grace into this situation.
And think about this. That is not limited to, only certain people or certain abilities. Anybody can bring grace to a situation.
Yes.
So don't doubt the miracle that you are, because you are fearfully and wonderfully made.
Amen. And it is a powerful scripture, and it's a powerful song.
Now, this also acknowledges the external forces out there. In the song, we hear, the struggle we face may be long, the forces we face may be strong, but we've got a prayer and a song for a bright tomorrow. So there's an acknowledgement of the struggles of life, of the disappointments, of the people who've let you down, of the forces beyond nature that are trying to break us and doing it in all sorts of creative ways. But the reminder, thank you, Keith Thompson, we've got a prayer and we've got a song for a bright tomorrow. And I think the perfect biblical comparison to this is found in the book of Lamentations.
Yeah, it's a wonderful verse, and it's a verse that surprisingly you might be familiar with.
That's right.
But it shows up in Lamentations, chapter 3.
Yep.
Yet this I call to mind, and therefore I have hope. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. I say to myself, the Lord is my portion, therefore I will wait for him.
So the forces may be strong, but we've got a prayer and a song for a bright tomorrow. Now, Lamentations is right in the middle of the overthrow, the destruction of Jerusalem and the temple at the hands of the Babylonians. So it was a very dark moment.
Absolutely,
right?
it was, yeah.
Things were falling apart. And even as things are falling apart, what do we hear? This is Jeremiah saying, look, even when things are bad, I have hope. He says, I have hope. In other words, I know there's a promise for something more because God is compassionate and he is good. And he never fully gives up on anybody. So, his compassions, they fail not. I guess that's the way I learned it. And that reminder, even when things are dark, I know that there is a prayer and a song for a bright tomorrow that I can hold on to. And really, I love this line. Jeremiah's like, I got to remind myself, because he says, I say to myself, I got to remind myself, the Lord is my portion. Therefore, I will wait for him.
Yeah.
All I need comes from God.
Yeah, just to know that, because sometimes things look pretty bleak,
Yeah.
as it would have. I mean, as you
right.
mentioned, this isn't just a trite saying. I mean,
Yeah.
Lamentations is all about people who knew the world is filled with darkness.
That's right.
There is some pretty bleak stuff out there, but
Yeah.
it's also this saying, the Lord is all I need,
It's my portion.
and I'm going to look for that, live into that, and know that God's presence
And
is
even
there.
and even wait for it.
Yes.
Other things may be presented to me that may seem really appealing, but I'm going to push that aside. I mean, if you look at it like a meal, you get opportunities that come your way. They seem like they seem real good because they, either make my ego big or make me feel good. But Jeremiah's like, I'm going to push that away because the portion that I'm waiting for comes from God. And that's the right amount, and that's the right thing. And so even as a conveyor belt of choices come my way, I'm going to wait for that portion to show up. And so sometimes patience is a part of hope too, waiting for the right thing, the godly thing,
Waiting on the godly thing.
Yeah. Here's another line for you. It's our last one of today. Imagine there's a day that does not seem possible. In other words, there's a dream out there. Then dare to find a way, knowing that day will arrive. So that's about the waiting part again. And I thought about, I'm going to lay a line on you from Habakkuk. We don't use Habakkuk very often.
Habakkuk, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh,
How about that?
yeah. Let's go back to Habakkuk.
Right? Now, there's a minor prophet with a name, right?
He did have a great name.
Jonah's a great story, but Jonah, the name, it's just, Habakkuk. That's a name.
That's a name. That's a name.
So Habakkuk was complaining to God, right? And he's complaining about all the bad stuff going on. And God replies. And part of the reply is this. He says, for the revelation, this is God speaking, for the revelation awaits an appointed time, and it speaks of the end. And maybe, as you think about this, that there's a word to come, and it will speak about the end of darkness and the end of struggle. I mean, I think that's a good way to put a spin on that. And it will not prove false. Though it lingers, wait for it. It will certainly come, and it will not delay. So even when we are struggling and we're waiting for that message of hope to break through into our life, that even God acknowledges sometimes there's a waiting game. He said it will come, but you may have to wait for it longer than you want. And if I remember correctly, maybe you could fact check this for me. Patience is a fruit of the Spirit. Am I right on that?
Patience is a fruit of the
okay,
Spirit. Yes.
And if there is a fruit of the Spirit that maybe I need to ask for more of, it may be patience.
Patience?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Not that I'm an instant gratification guy, but boy, when I set my heart to something and I lay a plan, it needs to just unfold like that.
It's nice when it just unfolds.
Yeah.
But there is something to this idea of waiting. In fact, we might hear more about that this coming weekend. Perhaps. But it is a very biblical idea, and to understand that, and to unpack that a little bit, because if you want to keep hope alive, there's something connected to that idea of patience, and trusting.
Everything doesn't always resolve on the timeline that we want.
Yeah.
And that's hard. I mean, I get it. But at the same time, there may be something to waiting, to having patience, that will grow you and strengthen you too. And I know, I don't necessarily want to be in the growth mode of having to be patient. Like I just, God, I know what's right. You know what's right. Let's just do this thing and get it over with.
Let's just do this thing.
And God, you know the right thing, and I'll follow your lead. I don't even need to call the shots, but you can just make whatever that is happen, and then I'll just follow. But God says, you know what? There is a reason and a season for things, and a part of that is also us waiting without giving up. And in the meantime, what do we have? We have each other. And when we are doubting, when we are wanting to give up, God's like, you have plenty to do in the meantime until he gives us another word indicating otherwise. And part of that other word is serve one another. In the meantime, what do you do in the meantime when you're waiting for news to get better, when you're waiting for good news in the world? Is you spend that time helping the world be a better place. Yeah. You serve one another. Yeah. You care for one another. And I think that is the reminder to keep hope alive, as you said, is to build into ourselves that stamina to hold on. But that doesn't mean you just sit like a bump on the log until God does something big. That even then we can take that time serving and caring for one another. And right?
That is just it.
I'll leave you with this. This is a story we come back to a lot, but I love it because it says something that before God parted the Red Sea, and everybody thought we're done for, ocean on one side or sea on one side and army on the other, what does God say? Start walking towards the sea. Yes. Before it even parted, start walking towards the sea. And so while we're waiting for something to happen, we can still take a step. So,
amen.
So we're glad you joined us today. Thank you for being with us for a little bit in this heat. Be sure to take care of yourselves, drink lots of water and or other hydrating beverages, and not the dehydrating kind. I know you're out there. Some just good health tips today, right?
Good health tips from Pastor Ben.
That's right. Stay away from the dehydrating beverages, Philip Fortenberry. I'm kidding. I just wanted to see the look on his face. We hope that this weekend you can join us for the kickoff of KCLC. Saturday night, 5 o'clock Pacific time. Sunday morning, 8, 9:30, 11. We have the same hit all the way through, but different formats of worship. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
So we
hope you can
to see
join
you
us
this weekend or on Friday night too.
Yeah. Oh, yep. And the concert, if you bought tickets, of course. So don't just show up. So we love you. God bless you. Take care. And Philip, will you play us out?